Where I am now, better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place. Until I walk in place, where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. The FYI radio show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, WMVA 88.9 FM studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the globe, all you have to do is 1350 AM, 1400 AM. Click and listen live. Don't forget to go to webcast. That's at Web Churchcast. Click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning. Mr. E, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400 AM, WMVA 88.9 FM. Good morning to you.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We promise if you do that, we'll shout you out.
You promise?
Promise.
You
to
promise?
Like. If
share.
You like. What else, Mr. E?
Share, comment, and subscribe.
All of those. But you can also go over to YouTube at Cristo Records 1. CRISTO Records 1 or at FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out. Mr. E, it's fun Friday.
That's right. It's Fun Friday. And guess what? The temperature on the outside is about 70 degrees, but it is cloudy. Been raining.
Cloudy? I didn't see clouds when I was here, Mr. E.
The weatherman
I'm walking on sunshine on today.
And the weatherman says there's going to be some turbulence, some high winds going all over the 757.
What country you live in?
I'm living in North.
Because Hampton Roads, even though we did get the rain this morning, Mr. E.
It ain't over.
It's not over, but I tell you what, the sun popped out on my way here, and I'm glad to see it. We'll worry about the rain later on. But right now, the sun is popping a little bit, and we're happy because it's going to be 80. You're talking about 70 right now. You all just watch out. We're going to have a little bit of humidity, and we're going to also have a little more rain.
Are we in summertime yet?
No, this is spring.
We still in spring?
Yes.
Don't forget that in Norfolk that the children, that the children are getting out of school. Today is the last day for the students in Norfolk, Virginia. Don't forget to watch out for the children as they travel up and down the highway. Make sure you stop at the bus signs and, get your children ready for the summer.
Speaking of school, I want to say thank you to Ingleside Elementary School for Career Day. Miss Crystal Hinton, you did a fabulous job. Just wonderful. Young people so excited, and they are ready for the holiday. There's summer vacation, and they talked about wanting to go to the beach and to the water parks, and a lot of them talked about going to see grandma for the summer and all that. Oh, they had plans for the movies and sleep
and sleep.
And they just, went on and on, but very excited. Great career day. And I want to just say again, thank you, Ingleside, for the invitation, Crystal Community Corporation over there with the program. And they really enjoyed the information.
And on that note, I want to say I apologize for Miss Crystal. Didn't forget, but I got tied up here at the office. I would have been down there to represent the most talked about radio station in the world.
All right. Anyway, it's Fun Friday.
Yes.
I hope you all are ready for the weekend. A lot going on. Great weather. It's going to be a little warm, but I hope you all are ready to just relax, relate, release, have a good time.
I want to say good morning to Miss Rose Blizzard. Thank you so very, very much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world.
Mr. E, what are you going to do during this weekend?
Well, I'm going to wait until the weather clear up, first of all. Yeah.
Why? What you going to do? Go in the yard?
I'm going to go work in the yard.
Oh, no. I'm talking about what you going to do for pleasure. Work.
See, I bought me some farmer pants. And some blue jeans.
Okay.
And so I'm going to put my farmer pants on and roll up one leg, them billboard.
Absolutely.
Roll up one leg, put my little farmer shirt on, and I'm putting my little straw hat on my head and put a straw in my mouth. I'm going out there and mess with the yard.
Be the farm. That's cool. Good morning, Sheila Robbins. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, this weekend at New Galilee, they're going to have a youth conference. Mr. Les Smith is heading that youth conference. I've been invited to say some inspirational words to the young people there. So excited about that. And so that's Saturday for me. Then I'm going to a play. My daughter invited me, Mr. E, to a wonderful play. And one of her friends is there to continue to promote his he's a thespian. He's a thespian. He is a great, great actor. And so we're going to check him out on Sunday. And before I forget about the youth, I want to mention our last day for this semester with the Young Women Achieving Success. It was absolutely fabulous, Mr. E.
I know that was right. I know that everything was going, how do you feel, Miss Hinton?
I feel good.
Do you feel like, you're going to miss the girls over?
Yes, I'm going to miss them. I thought about them on yesterday. I'm going to miss my girls, but we will be recruiting in August. I'll let you all know what we're going to be doing and what information I need to get from you all to get your girls into the program for this upcoming 2025-2026 semester.
I want to say good morning to Miss Olivia Delp on our Instagram page. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Miss Hinton, I got a lot of people peeping through the window. I might go ahead and get it over now.
What's going on?
And the reason why they're peeping, because Indy lost last night. So they around there giving me high fives and they want to give me the power sign because New York won last night. So yes, Indy won, Indy lost, and New York won. Power to the people.
Power to the people. You better give me my props for that crystal ball. I told you. Any man's game, they don't count them out. Mr. E was ready to give the trophy to the Pacers.
That's right. But what we decided to do is to take it to Indy and cut them up while we're in Indy.
Time will tell, and we shall see.
That's right.
A great game. It was a great game last night. And
yes.
Hey, look, they have what it takes. They're just like the Pacers. They have what it takes. The Knicks have what it takes because why? They're there in the semifinals, and so they didn't get there just by twiddling their thumbs. They got there by playing good basketball.
Yeah.
Mr. E, you can't say nothing about that game. Mr. E tried to spin it all kind of ways.
I want you to know that Indiana blew that game last night. They threw the game away to take it back home.
That's what people always say when they lose a game. Mr. E, you don't even have a team. You should be rah-rah just for the game's sake. But I'm not picking any sides, but we're gonna see this thing till the end.
That's right. We're gonna see it to the end. And my predictions again is OKC gonna win the whole shooting match.
And we shall see. Look, join us back here on Monday for Sports Talk, and we're gonna be talking about that and where we go from there. already congratulated OKC. They made it to the finals.
That's right. That's right. They made it to the finals. So OKC made it to the finals. So now we're gonna congratulate. We're gonna congratulate Indy when it's over with.
Well, no, we can't do that yet. They haven't made it yet. They haven't crossed the line, Mr. E. Don't count your chickens before they're hatched.
As of Saturday,
Don't go down that road yet until
Crystal
you
ball.
have the proof. But
Crystal
anyway,
ball.
listen.
Yeah.
That's on Monday. Sports Talk, please join us. And then on Monday evening, FYI After Dark, we have Jason Baker.
Yeah.
He's going to be our special guest at 6 p.m. on all social media platforms. He's talking about cryptocurrency, money and more. Okay, so you all make sure you join us. He was on before last month. And we're going to do part 2, so you all join us. In the meantime, Mr. E, this is FYI's Friday segment.
That's right.
What's in your closet? Issues concerning us women.
That's what it's all
Why
about.
women's mental health matters.
It matters.
It matters.
It matters.
Yes.
It does matter, Ms. Hinton. When you talk about mental health matters, yes, women mental health matters. Health absolutely matters.
Absolutely.
Women
are disproportionately affected by mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, and eating disorders.
Matters.
And it's crucial to address these issues to improve their overall well-being and health outcomes. Why is it important?
It's important.
Why are we focusing on it? First of all, this is May. This is Women's Health Month, Mental Health Month, and we're talking about, why it is important, why it is to pay attention to our mental health. Now, listen to this, Mr. E, and let's talk about this, because there was a time in our community, especially, that we didn't even want to address mental health.
That's right.
There was a time back in the day, sometime our moms and them came up, and they did not believe in going to the doctor for mental health.
That's right.
And it also was a well-kept secret.
Kept it in the back door, in the closet, underneath the rug. But I want all our men out there, while y'all get your pen and piece of paper and jot down some great information so you can understand, yes, women is having mental health issues.
Some women. And because some are having mental health issues, we want to definitely address it.
Yeah.
Women are more likely to experience mental health conditions, including depression. We just mentioned that. But listen to this, eating disorders and anxiety. They face specific challenges related to hormone changes, especially during pregnancy, childbirth, and menopause.
Yeah.
The body is all over the place. For that reason, sometimes it takes and it makes things distorted, or it looks different, or the perspective can be different. I just came across a young woman who is dealing with paranoia and not really thinking 100%. And so, for different reasons, circumstances, all kind of things, a woman may find herself really slipping into darkness.
That's right. And just in case your men want to know what's going on with them, they're having some issues. So you be aware of what to do.
Okay, well, they got to be aware of what to do, first of all. Women, that's why we're talking women particular, to check out your well-being, your mental health. We talked about recently the body and making sure, you're feeding it right, you're working out, and you are, spiritually speaking, seeing to it that you make that connection with God.
Yeah.
But here's another factor. Your mental stability is key in really having a well-rounded life. And so for that reason, mental health conditions can significantly impact our health, our relationship, our work, and our overall quality of life. And that's why we need to check it.
That's right. Their work performance, their relationship, and their physical health. Ms. Hinton, and that's very important there. You wonder why you off track. because something is not gelling in with you mentally. Your mind
Yes.
could, your chemical imbalance, your mind could be, your
Yes.
equilibrium could be off. So to say all of that, so this is what you got to look at. You got to look at your physical health. Something ain't right with your body or your health. Your relationship. Why are you on the edge? Why are you on the
Yes.
edge in your relationship? And why, your work performance has slowed down.
Yes, absolutely. You know, it says that societal expectations, gender roles, and cultural norms can influence a woman's mental health. And, you know, we can
Yeah,
rewind not only with women, but, you know, because we're talking about women, we can rewind to a place where women at one time didn't have privileges, they were stereotyped. They did not, people didn't see them as first class citizens. They were second class citizens. They couldn't vote. You know, they were things that kept from women in squash. You know, certain things you wasn't privy to or didn't have. You know, men at one time, you know, thought of women as just, you know, catering to their needs. You know, only mommies or you know, only catering as wives or whatever. Even as single women, they didn't really have status like that. So women came through a whole lot of hard knocks
yeah.
and a lot of things that kept them from progressing. When you don't know the purpose of a thing, you'll abuse it. And so a lot of women came up, you know, even we can go way back to slavery, just used and abused. And so when you have those conditions, you're going to have some kind of mental something going on up there because you are already conditioned to see yourself, you know, sometimes as the world sees you. And that is, you know, somebody that is not 100.
Wrap too tight.
Right, you know, right, oh, women, you know, women are meant for this
With a
and
nut
just for
loose.
this. But women have to check themselves, check their mental health. Mr. E, I want to say this about mental health as a whole. Sometimes people are the last ones to know that they're mentally ill. You
That's
know, they function, they feel like, hey, if I get up, if I go to and wash up and I can go to work and I can drive around, I'm all right. But then when people try to express it and listen, something ain't right here. You know, you acting a little different. You know, why you getting up in the middle of the night pacing for 20 hours around and why you doing certain things and they don't see it. And so you know, that's why we need to check ourselves, have a checklist or find a checklist so we can actually see where we are because sometimes you're the last one to know.
And that's why you need to get around your doctor. Continue to going to your doctor to check your behaviors out. If somebody tell you something is not right, please go out and get it checked out because something may not be gelling. I was in denial the other day, Miss Hinton, because of one of my relatives. One of my relatives,
Mm.
they had early dementia, and
Mhm.
it messed me up. It blew my mind because it was so dear to me. They're close to
Mhm.
me, and I didn't want to believe. I didn't want to believe that person
Yes.
would have such issues like that.
Absolutely. Like I said, some folks are the last to know. And because of us, like I said, back in the day, our families, African American people, they didn't believe in going to psychiatrists and getting counseling and stuff like that. They would go to the church and, you know, they would say, okay, we're going to promote God in your life. That's good. But then you have things like if you have, like we just mentioned, if you have problem with hormone changes and things like that, you got to go to the doctor for those
And get
things
checked
and you
out.
got to get
Yeah,
checked out and you got to get help for that. But you can also, you know, we are talking about this and I'm thanking God that people are talking more, they're more open and they can get support
that's right.
when they encourage open conversations about mental health and they can build support now. You know, people are coming out, you got celebrities, Mr. E, and all kind of folks saying, you know what, I'm suffering with this, I've suffered with that, or I have this condition, and people say, what, you know, hey, you know, I feel the same way, what did you do? And so we welcome those conversations, and you know, we want to break those stereotypes and the fear of going to get counseling.
That's right. And that's what it's all about. You can reach somebody with what you may be going through and help somebody as you travel along the way. Because when you got these issues, these mental health issues, when you got issues, a lot of folks are going through the same thing that you might be going through, but afraid to even get diagnosed, afraid to even talk about it, afraid to even, go seek help.
Yes.
They think that they think it's out of character if I tell somebody.
Shameful, they feel like.
Shh, don't you let nobody know that I'm suffering. And then you can be suffering in silence.
Mm-hmm.
And that run up on
Absolutely.
you and make your body dysfunction, tap your marriage, tap your home, tap everything that you got going on. And because you're not focusing as a problem, seek help while there's time.
Yes, the shame of it. First of all, people are ashamed. Oh, I'm thinking wrong. I don't know what to think, how to think, and it brings shame and things. But promoting that healthy conversation and being open about it makes things better. Also, Mr. E, everybody don't have money to go to the doctor just like that. With what's happening, especially with this administration and health care and Medicaid and all that, and insurance on the job, people are kind of like, hey, I like to go see somebody, but listen, it's gonna cost me an arm and a leg.
That's right.
How do I pay for mental health care?
So a lot of people are rejecting to go to the doctor because they don't want that outlandish bill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this bill. I cannot afford. So they need the help. They want to get the help, but they don't have the finance. What do they do?
Absolutely. I tell you what, when you feel like something is wrong, you can at least go to your primary, at least have a primary doctor and get yourself checked out. Talk to someone and tell them, look, something don't seem quite right. And, sometimes, Mr. E, some people are just going through changes. Everybody ain't crazy. Everybody's not mentally ill, even though everybody sometimes have a little touch every now and then. But I'm just saying there are extremes. There are some people that definitely, Mr. E, they got to get help. And then there's some people that's just going through maybe a crisis, or they're just trying to get themselves together and they just need a little bit of help.
But the thing about it, you can seek support. You can seek social support and connection. One of the things you got to understand is you got to have a strong social network. Women often have and utilize strong social networks of friends, families, and other caregivers. Mm-hmm. Share experience and feelings with trusted individuals, providing emotional support, validated and practical advice. Share it. Get some support going on with you. Seek social support.
Absolutely.
And then you can have some community support. And then, and open communication. Women tend to find it easy to talk about their feelings compared to men. And that is a true statement. Men do not talk about what's going on with them. Wow. That's why so many men today are sick within their bodies because they don't know how to talk. They don't know who to talk to. And they feel that they're less than a man when they have these issues or problems.
They're in denial, a lot of men. And they don't want to accept the fact that they're changing or they're sick or, something is wrong. They don't want to get that bad news. And then sometimes people keep from their family intentionally because they feel like their family can't take it. But, women, thank God that we can recognize it through, these support groups, Mr. E, these community groups and things like that.
These are areas these are things that cope and how you can deal with some of the areas instead of being the denier, emotional focus, coping with it. Research suggests women often use coping strategy aim to change their emotional response to stressful situations. This can involve stressful situation. How do you deal with different expressions? How do you deal with your face all tore up? What signs are you showing when you're going through something? It's emotional. Some folks don't even want to be around you because of your facial expression, because they don't even know, and they don't know what to say because your mood swings so bad, but you got to remember that's some type of mental thing that you're dealing with.
Yeah, there could be. And it says that, you can involve certain strategies, expression emotions, allowing themselves to feel and express a range of emotions in healthy ways. You can journal, you can talk, positive reframing, consciously shifting their perspective to find positive aspects in challenging situations.
Mhm.
Start thinking differently, have a better perspective,
Yeah,
get,
yeah, yeah.
get more education of mental health and what it's all about. Mindfulness and relaxation techniques, practicing activities like meditation, deep breathing, and yoga to reduce stress and
A
anxiety.
lot of people used to say that stress cause that it does cause high blood pressure and anxiety. But stress and anxiety goes far and beyond. It can cause some mental challenges
Mhm.
when you're stressing out. It can cause you to have anxiety,
Yes,
depression. It causes you to almost lose your everlasting mind.
absolutely. Let's do some self care and lifestyle modifications. Let's prioritize self care, dedicating time to activities that you enjoy, hobbies, physical health, engaging in regular exercise. We just mentioned that, eating a balanced diet and getting adequate sleep. Limiting unhealthy coping, reducing caffeine and alcohol.
Yeah, yeah.
That is a big thing. Get off of that stuff, all this stuff that's really causing the mood swings and up and down. The digital detox, taking breaks from social media, which can drive people crazy because, people are really too much into it and
That's
addicted.
right.
Digital devices to reduce constant stimulation. Get off the TV sometimes. Stop looking at the news so
That
much.
idiot bot.
Don't keep, feeding yourself fear, which a lot of these platforms and things just concentrate on feeding fear. You have to set boundaries, a whole lot of responsibility. Some people lose their mind because they got too much on their hand. They put too much on their plate. They won't stop. They just keep going. You can't tell them to sit down. They just got to get it. And then they get it to the point where they burn out and they're not good and useful for nothing. You find themselves right there in counseling trying to get their minds back because they have overdid it.
And not setting your boundaries. Learn how to say no. No.
That's a good
Learn
word.
how to say no and setting boundaries and boundaries. Eliminate tasks and limited exposure to toxic relationship can
Oh my
prevent
goodness.
emotional burnout
Yes.
and reduce stress,
Mhm.
especially for women who often take on multiple roles:
Yes.
work, family, caregiving. Learn how to
Yes.
say no and seek professional help.
Trauma can lead people to mental illness, things that have happened. People come up in their lives young and they've been abused and misused, and it affects the mind.
Yeah.
And so, you got to get help for those things. You can seek therapy and counseling. You can, of course, medication the doctor will prescribe if needed, antidepressant, anti-anxiety drugs, certain things. And also your healthcare provider. Women are generally more likely to seek professional help and report mental health concerns and can connect with their primary care, like we just mentioned before, OB/GYN, psychiatrist, or licensed counselor. Make sure if you feel something is wrong, or if someone has said, listen, I think you need to get checked out. You're talking like something is wrong. I knew a person who they when you told them that there was something wrong with them, they kind of like,
Shun you off. Yeah.
I'm normal. No, you're not normal. And eventually they did get help. And so that's what you need to do. If something's not right or someone that you love and care for comes to you and say, look, let's go to the doctor, then get yourself with them and go to the doctor.
That's right. That'll get rid of burnt out. That'll get rid of that stress. That will reduce depression. That'll help you in overall. A mind, Miss Hinton, is a terrible thing to waste.
Absolutely.
And you got to recognize I got some things in. What caused my blood pressure to go up? What caused my diabetes to act out of character? What caused me to go to the left? I'm on the edge. Because you are fizzing out. You are stressing out. Learn how to say no. And no means no.
No, absolutely. And seek help. There are a lot of online 1-800 numbers, health, national health crisis number. If you feel like something is wrong, seek those places, and also go to your doctor or go to your pastor or go to somebody and say, I need help, something is wrong. You all can Google this information on Gemini and find out for yourself some of the things that you need to do and how you can cope. Look, it's the weekend. We want you to have a great one and then meet us back here on Monday for Monday Sports Talk. Have a wonderful weekend.
Don't forget to tell them about what's going on Monday after dark. Mr. Jason Baker.
Yes, Mr. Jason Baker will be with us. Cryptocurrency, money, and more. That's at 6 p.m. on all social media platforms on FYI After Dark. We'll see you there.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. If you'd like to be a special guest sponsor, or if you want to be in our audience, email us and we'll email you back. That's right. All you got to do is send us your email to FYIRadioshow@gmail.com, or you can give us a call at 757-714-7861. That's 757-714-7861. Email us your email at FYIRadioshow@gmail.com, or you can inbox us on Facebook at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page. Don't forget to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye now.
Hello, 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 Mr. Desi Combs. Where have you been? Oh, wow. How are things going? And we will talk with you soon. Miss Rose Blizzard, thank you for joining us. She says, have a nice weekend. Sheila Robbins, all you all that are on, thank you so much for joining us. We have a few announcements about our upcoming shows. Again, we're going to be meeting here on our social media platforms Monday at 6 p.m. with Jason L. Baker, Cryptocurrency, Money, and More. We also, in our same After Dark shows, we will be featuring Relationships 2025 with Alicia Bennett, Katrina Burns, and Tony Beer. We're just trying to get the collaboration of the dates, right? Huh?
The Love Doctor.
The Love Doctor. Also, Around the Town with Edward Everett. We're looking forward to him coming back and giving us what's going on in the 757, breaking news and events. Also, Hot Topics, Yolanda Hinton. Yeah. We're going to be talking about a whole lot of things and a whole lot of hot topics that you want to talk about. Also, follow us on social media, and also you can be a special guest. Wait a minute, before we go, we're going to have our Father's Day special, Chris Hinton with Beard Gods. We're going to also have our travel safety tips, water and pool safety tips as well, men issues, women issues, and more. Look, follow us on social media, and also if you want to be a special guest or intern, Mr. E has the tea.
And don't forget, Father's Day is right around the corner. Mm-hmm. That's right. Get some hints. Ask your father. Just don't go down to the Dollar Tree and get into that center aisle and get him some pliers that don't work too long. Just go ahead and do right by him. If you want to be a special guest or sponsor of the most talked about radio show, or if you'd like to sit in our audience, email us at FYI Radio Show, your email, and we'll email you back. That's FYI Radio Show, or you can give us a call at 757-714-7861. Don't forget to inbox at Edward Everett Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page. I have a wonderful weekend.
Absolutely.
2 up, 2 down.
Miss Olivia Dell, thank you so much for joining us. You all be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Bye now.